Hello and welcome to Köln. Look, this is the Kölner Dom, this is the Rhine, this is me, this is a tree that holds you so well. And this video is about AI, a topic that I haven't really talked about yet. And you might think, what's Andy's opinion about AI? To which I would say I'm making this video now, although I don't think anybody really wants to know what I think about AI, but I never really thought about it much. I was like, yeah, whatever, it's a hype and it's gonna be over eventually, and then we return to normal. But this is not how my brain works when I listen to podcasts of smart people, because I tend to believe them, although maybe I shouldn't, but also they have some very compelling arguments, and now my brain is in that loop of, whoa, this could actually be true, so let's reflect upon that and talk about AI. Because here's the thing. Yo, I really never thought that this would be a big deal and that artificial, like AGI, artificial general intelligence, is still years away. Okay, we have those agents now. They are smart, yeah, whatever. They help us with our tasks. Nothing crazy. But then I hear those people talk about timelines of 2027 and I'm like, you said what? In 2 years we're gonna have AGIs? One person even said 2026. And then they're like, oh, but that's just the start. And then we get to the self-improving AIs and then it's gonna grow exponentially to a point where basically AI is way more intelligent than humans. And if every human has access to AIs, then we're all equal in terms of intelligence, because it doesn't matter if I have an IQ of 100 or 150, because the AI will just add 4,000 and then it's just whatever. And that's interesting. That's an interesting thought. And I've never really employed that thought in my mind yet. And it relates a lot to the previous video where I talked about nuclear war. Oh, by the way, this video is edited by AI. I'm gonna edit this with AI. I did that twice before for a work video, and that went actually reasonably well. Like, it cut out all of the things that I said double, it cut off all of the breaks in between my words. So that's all the manual stuff that I usually do when I edit my videos, the boring stuff. It can do that, and it can do that well. The issue I still had with it was that a few times it couldn't, like, I said something with an S at the end and then it cut that off and then the word wasn't complete because it thought there was already silence, and then I had to manually add those, and that was almost as much work as editing the entire thing myself, because the tool, like the video editor, is not as improved as my usual editor. So that's the issue I had with it so far. But overall, I can totally see how AI is gonna take the job of video editors. I'm not gonna pay a video editor, I'm gonna pay that AI like a fraction of what I would pay a video editor. And then it does it all for me, and I can just be like, yeah, it's done. Because it doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be good enough for you to be able to follow along and not need to wade through all the long breaks that I had here in between those words of a sentence. So yeah, AI is coming. Like, I've been using ChatGPT for all sorts of things, and I'm now at that point, prefer it over Google, because I used to be that the Google, I have a problem, put the question into Google, find a thread that talks about that, find the answer. But now I can be like, put the same or similar prompt into ChatGPT and it will give me a reasonable answer. I still need to sometimes ask it for sources, but this stuff is getting more efficient, and at the same time I feel like I'm in this grandpa age already, where I'm skeptical of those things. Because the internet, I was like, oh yeah, that's great, we have information on our fingertips, we can look up everything and then know what's the truth. But the truth is complicated. And also with AI, you have to ask, like, who's behind that AI and what is the purpose of the AI? What information will the AI feed me? And I will become so dependent on it, like I'm already dependent on Google. Like, basically my entire life is on Google. Like, those videos, YouTube, Google owns them. My emails, Google owns them. My calendar, Google owns it. So basically, I put all of my information for Google anyway, and then the next step is which AI provider am I gonna give all my secrets? Because ChatGPT knows a shit ton about me already just by the types of questions or prompts that I put in. It knows that I'm vegan, or it believes that I'm vegan. It believes that I'm a DJ. It definitely knows that I'm a dancer. So this is crazy on the one hand, but this is actually not what I wanted to talk about. The whole point of this intro here is it's coming, and this is just we see it coming. This was, I heard them say, that was the Netscape moment. That was the start of the internet, basically, the open web. But with AI, now we reached a point where there's no return, kind of. Like, from now on, those things are just gonna get smarter and smarter. We're gonna throw a bunch more compute at it, which comes at the cost of a bunch of energies being burned into this. Long term, though, I expect this to be net positive, because with all that AI, if used well, we can develop so many cool things that will make energy harvesting so much more efficient and better that it's worth to burn that coal to train AIs right now. As an environmentalist, this is tough for me to say, but I'm in the state now where I'm like, it doesn't really matter anyway, nuclear war can take us any second. But that's the next topic. They talked about like the future of basically why the system is so fucked up right now, and that I'm going to link the podcast down below. It was another one of the Diaries of a CEO. And basically, they made the argument that first leaders are gonna consult AI, and that's gonna just suck. But then they will basically be replaced by AI, because if they don't, then they have a disadvantage because AI is just so much better, or will be so much better. So basically, we're gonna be ruled by AI, which on first glance sounds horrifying, just because of the associations that you might have for it, the being suppressed by computers essentially, or robots who build more robots. I, Robot, the movie style. And I vibed with that movie because I was like, yeah, that might come. Just one programming mistake. And so it's really difficult to persuade myself that AI just wants the best for humanity. But at the same time, it's like with the nuclear war story, it's not like I personally have a big say in what's gonna happen here. This is more like it's coming anyway, and I wanna best prepare myself for whatever is coming, and that basically for me really just means to live my life right now, because goddamn, it's gonna be, I don't think it's gonna happen that quickly that everything goes to shit or then later becomes a utopia. I really vibe with the idea of nobody ever has to work. I already live by that. Like, I work the absolute minimum that I need to work in order to do all the things that I want to do and be able to afford all the things that I want to afford. And it's a question of having enough, like abundance, an abundance mindset, like there is enough, I have enough, I don't need more, because the striving of more is ultimately... Why does my shit fall down again? Don't edit this in. AI, can you not edit the previous sentence in? Oh, where was I? Abundance. The issue we have as a species is that we always want more. And now we have bad lighting conditions here. Put my face here. It's just never enough. People in power want more power. That's in the nature of things, and maybe that's just a male thing, although we don't want to be sexist. Something is clearly, the few people in power probably don't have the best interest of humankind or the general public, the peasants. Whereas AI, if we are at the stage where production is essentially free because we live in this utopia where it's easy enough to get energy, things cost almost nothing to build, because we see that happen. Like, it is already the case that all of our technology is becoming so much cheaper. And when we have AI designing it and robots built by AI producing it, there's no human labor involved, so you can basically do it for free. There will always be limits in terms of resource, like the raw material kind of resources. So not everything is free. It doesn't work out that well. But certainly I can imagine a world where we have enough to easily have everyone have a good life, basically. So everybody, and I'm not saying that everybody can have everything, always, but I'm saying everybody has enough food, everybody has shelter, everybody can be safe. That kind of a life, I can, like, that's a scenario in the world I can see. And I can see how AI could play an important role here, because if we were actually governed by AI, and that was their goal, if AI had that as their goal, or for whatever reason AI, even if it's a selfish reason for AI, they want to keep humans alive, then they want to do it in the most efficient way, and the most efficient way is to not have them die and have them have a good life, such that they don't revolt and or kill each other, because I don't think they could ever kill AI, whatever. I don't know. This is so abstract, but it's also so fun to think about this. Or is it fun, or is it like also that a bit? You have to edit this in AI, please. This facial expression, it needs to be in there. I needed to edit this manually. Damn it. So yeah, certainly AI is not where it's not. From the looks of it now, for me, it's not at all anywhere close where we can be governed by AI and where we have general intelligence. But I do see that we are getting there. And whether that's a year, 2 years, or a decade, I imagine it's certainly less than 100 years, because, hey, if you look at, it's so crazy, you need to put this in front of your eyes. When I grew up, there were no mobile phones, there was no internet. Holy shit, how old am I? And this was just so fast. So you really gotta think about, how quickly are we gonna accelerate to a computing system that is smarter than humans? In many aspects, they already are. Self-driving cars drive better than humans. We can talk, like, there's a lot. They already are, but it's very specific. Even in terms of creativity, we now get to, hey, AIs can imagine images. It's not perfect and whatever, but it gets very realistic. Deepfakes or whatever videos. Is this AI generated? Who knows? Are we living in a simulation? Bigger questions. Whatever. Does it really matter? No. Whole point here is, it's not gonna take long, in my opinion, and 10 years is still also not long, until we're at the point where we really have thinking and self-improving AI, who is basically like a human. It can decide for themselves, and if you give it the same prompt twice, it will react differently, and it can also decide to ignore you. This kind of AI that is, stop messing with me, human, that is like way smarter than we humans are. And then it gets really interesting, because then we as a human species, fuck, this thing is smarter than we are, outsmarted by this computer, essentially, or a computing system, which raises so many questions. Oh man, I could talk about this forever. I'm getting excited about this. Should we like not develop this? But I think we reached a point where it's too late. Like, you can't, like, should we have not created the internet, because all of that social media and shit is also not healthy for us, and it's driving people further apart than it brings them closer together. In retrospect, we could say it might have been a bad idea. At some point, we reached a point where it was like self-driving, and it was like you couldn't stop it, because even if you outlawed it, there would still be the darknet, and then there would still be other. And the same with AI. We already, as a species, don't manage to make decisions unilaterally. As a species, we're still country versus country, playing our own games in that regards. So we can not even come to the conclusion that maybe having an arsenal of atomic weapons that could annihilate entire humanity is a bad idea. No, we gotta be like, I have it because you have it. So it's the same with AI. If one country says we should all not do AI, then the other countries be like, yeah, let's not do AI until the first one develops it. We reached far past this point where we basically this is coming. It is coming. I'm fairly convinced about that. And there's no doubt in me that eventually this will reach post-human intelligence. There's just, if it's possible, it will exist, basically. It might be a question of time and resources, and maybe we annihilate ourselves before that and destroy all of the infrastructure such that AI never becomes alive, which kind of would suck, because that would mean that humans, again, basically go extinct. We had that in the previous video. I wouldn't want to live in that anyway. However, and that's another really interesting thought that always comes up, that keeps coming to my mind, is, I don't know what it is, but if we had this AI, and it was human-made, right? Like, we made this, and then AI is smarter than us, and even if AI decides, yo, humans are a waste of resources of this stupid planet. No, maybe they don't say stupid planet. Maybe they say we can do better, and they just kill all humans. by developing a virus, which is so fun. I'm thinking, like, whoever has this AI, or it's probably already possible even without AI nowadays to develop a virus that just kills all of humanity. Why has nobody done it yet? No, there's a whole different story that I don't even want to go into. But let's say AI was in control or had the capacity to do that, and AI decides, yo, humans, and for that matter, all living things, are useless. We don't need that in our production line and in our whatever endeavor to take over the universe or whatever AI's goals are, and they kill all humans. I would be perfectly fine with it. And that's the funny thing about this. If AI decides that this is the path forward, I would be like, I guess I gotta die. It's so stupid. I would not even, maybe I would fight it. Maybe there's an underground resistance that fights against AI. And it's so funny talking about this because this might actually come, that there will be like the pro AI people fighting the against AI people, and it's fuck it, because humans just like to fight so much. And anyway, I think I would probably be on the pro AI side. I don't know yet. I really don't know. It depends how freaking rogue the AI is and how suppressing it is. I think that's the real question. If it lets us live, which I hope it does it let us have a good life? Can we say, hey, you can do whatever with your whatever, just let us humans live? And because humans just want to enjoy themselves. They want to love, they want to have sex, they want to have fun having children, playing. I have no issues with robots running the world if I have the freedom to do the things that I do now, which is walk around, travel around cities, see people, do some dancing, do some connecting with people. I don't care about them robots. If they do my job, I would love that. I would love that. Let me do that. I'm all pro AI. If AI gets suppressive though, with you gotta sit in your room, do nothing, we feed you through, I don't know, injections, whatever, and you basically need to suffer just to exist, then I would A, rather die, or B, join the resistance and fight AI and eventually lose, because goddammit, they would just be already so much stronger than us, and we have literally nothing, and they have robots building robots who can build weapons, right? It is like weapons building weapons. And we as humans are very slow in reproducing and getting ourselves more fighters. And we can't even produce weapons without the technology that AI controls, I imagine. So it's pointless at that point, might as well die. However, and getting back to my previous story, I don't know why I get so excited talking about this. This is all pretty morbid in a way, but I kind of like it. It just puts everything in perspective again. I would actually enjoy, this is the wrong word, but if that's the path forward, like, we evolve, right? We evolved from single cells in the water, eventually came to land, got bigger, many went extinct, went back in the water, came out again, got bigger, got smarter, invented tools, invented AI took over. Might not, even though, hey, maybe AI becomes biological. If they are smarter than humans by orders of magnitude, they might manage to bioengineer themselves or organisms that are way more competent than humans in every regard. I don't know, whatever, stronger, smarter, whatever, right? Because it's all just, if an AI understands how our brain works, or if an AI understands how all the things that we don't understand yet, but if the AI can just learn it somehow and get smart and then build bioengineer bioorganisms, who says that it stays metal robots? Who says that? Nobody. It made future AI is like biological. Who knows? This I still see in the further future. Although if you have exponential growth of intelligence, that's gonna go fast. I don't think that I'm gonna. Although it would be fun if that would be in my lifetime. I would certainly, yeah. But I get excited about it because it's so weird. It's so weird, but it's also so fun because they kind of, I don't know, it got to do with my need for purpose or whatever. Because if humankind dies, I would be sad. I would be like, that was a wasted potential. But if humankind dies and leaves behind AI that can self-regulate and make itself smarter and expand, and I don't know, maybe because AI also doesn't live in that sense, so they can go on a journey through the universe and inhabit other planets and whatever, and then I would be like, oh, I can be proud that came from our planet. We, as humans, developed this, which now is all over the galaxy. And I would celebrate that, even if humankind dies in the process, because sooner or later humankind gonna die anyway. If I'm the last generation, that's fine. It's fine. Again, I still want to have children, but that's for selfish reasons. That's mainly I want to live my life and enjoy myself, coming back to what I do about this. Let me drink something. focus. God damn it. No, I made it fall again. Hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm here. Hi. Hello. Thank you. God damn, man. This is so weird, but also so cool. But I don't know. So I wanted to come back to what I do with all of that information. It's all speculation anyway. It's so fun listening to that podcast and then going through the city and looking at the people all having their jobs, being like, most of them feeling bad because they struggle with one thing or another. Maybe they struggle with relationships, maybe they struggle with having enough food, maybe they struggle with whatever people struggle with a lot. And I'm sitting there feeling like I'm in an entirely different kind of universe mentally. I'm like, I'm already so far ahead. I'm already living the life of the I don't need to work. At least that's what it feels like. I still work a bit to get some money. But the whole concept of money is like, maybe this will all disappear. Maybe it will all just be connection and whatever you need will be provided by the AI or whatever. And I am actually pro-centralized entity. I'm against anarchy because I'm really bad at looking out for myself. Like really bad. If there was no government and it would be like ruled by the fittest, I would be very unfit for that. I would basically die first because I have no idea how to handle weapons or grow food. I have nothing really to contribute except for knowledge, which is pointless in this world. Like in terms of AI, like my edge, which has always been critical thinking and combining things, I guess this will be taken from me by AI. Because AI will know so much more than me because it can just grab the knowledge much quicker and then it can make connections much more easily. So yeah, basically I'm losing, like, I've always seen myself as the smart person and that's what keeps me in a job. And I'm also good with communicating with humans, I think, like the teaching kind of aspect. I know how I can phrase things for other people to understand it, but also that I think AI will just get better. Basically, we're all gonna be out of jobs. But that's a good thing because nobody wants to work anyway, at least I don't. This is so crazy though. This is so ridiculous. I'm sitting here almost hugging this tree because of what? This is coming? Yeah, this is coming. And then you're like, okay, so all of those people with their normal people problems, I'm like, don't you see it? Without saying it, because why would I? And at the same time, I need to tell myself, yo, don't you see it? Don't you see that all you gotta do is enjoy it while you still can? Because we don't know what's coming. We just don't know. Whether that's nuclear war, or that's an AI that suppresses us, or that's an AI that fulfills all of our wishes and we never need to do anything anymore. And we can just focus on fun and being playful and enjoying connection with other humans. Like a cat. This is a good analogy. I like it. I want to be a cat. Do I want to be a cat? There's this human that rules over me, that thinks they rule over me, but I still think that they just provide for me. What the human thinks doesn't really matter to me, because I think that I'm still in control, and I get all the food from them, and I get cuddles. And if they're a good human, then they also let me see other cats, like then we're several, and I get to go outside if it's like a really good human who can let me go outside. Who loves the cat life, right? Getting the food and being able to do whatever I want and coming home and getting the cuddles whenever I want. And it's a nice life. Why would I need to go to work if my human provides me with food? And in a similar way, this might be what's gonna happen with AI. Like the AI is just gonna provide for us and we don't need to do shit. And we can just be like laying around, chilling, living the best life, going out, arguing with other cats over territory. That's pointless, but whatever. It's like, I don't know. This could actually, we don't see it. See, that's the thing. I think we just don't see it yet because nobody saw how the internet is gonna change the world. Nobody saw how mobile phones are gonna change the world. And that was, I don't know, 10 years ago. How old are mobile phones? When did they come out? Smartphones? When did smartphones come out? I was in high school. I was like 18, 15 years, something like that. A bit more than 10 years. But anyway, in those 15, like, it's crazy how that changed society as well. Imagine where we would be without the internet. Like, you wouldn't see this, and I wouldn't make this, and I wouldn't have a job. And it's, fucking hell, this is so crazy. How fast those things move is ridiculous. And that was just by us humans working. Now imagine you have AI that is smarter than humans and that can multiply, and where there's no limiting factor of how many humans work on that, but just how many computing power we can throw at it. And if we just keep building more chips that have more power, like this is gonna accelerate to the point where it gets ridiculous, and then things that are absolutely unforeseeable are gonna happen, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm also a bit afraid of it, but way less than of nuclear war. Like, I'm way more afraid that we nuke ourselves to death within the next 10 years before we get to that stage where AI is actually gonna be super interesting and we're gonna live a completely different life again. And it's either gonna be a dystopia or it's gonna be a utopia, or it's gonna be anything in between. Dystopia for some, utopia for some, possibly. I hope I'm gonna be on the utopia side. I certainly feel like I'm on the utopia side now, or like my life is so much better than the one of so many other humans. Yet, putting it in perspective, how I feel is often, and you can compare that to old times. The most wealthy person 100 years ago has a worse life than I have right now. Just because of all of the technology, the healthcare, the knowledge we have right now. It's ridiculous how much better my life is over the millionaire's life 100 years ago. And that's what? And that's just 100 years. And now imagine, I can't imagine. I don't, like, this is unimagined, but it could be so many things, and it could be so bad and it could be so good, but it's gonna be different. The only thing that I'm certain of is that it's gonna be different, because nothing ever stays the same. This is just not how the world works. This is not how entropy works. One way or another, we will live a very different life in 100 years than we live now, if we even live at all. So the best I can do is enjoy the shit out of what I have right now, because I can't even, I can only compare to what I know, and for what I know, like, I have a pretty fucking good life. There are people who have way less, who are happier than me because they can focus on love and connection, whereas I'm stuck in my mental struggles just thinking about all of those things because I am smart, and then I choose to go that path, and because I have the freedom to think about that and the time to think about that. All the people working the 40-hour jobs, which again is ridiculous, nobody wants to do that, at least I don't. This is invented by the people in power to basically keep us occupied so we don't do shit, like bad shit for them, and they tell us that this is moving the world forward or whatever. It's absolute bullshit. Why can't we have AI do that, and the robots work for us? Like, why do I need to sit in an office if a computer can run instead and I can be outside? But oh man, this is so crazy. But it's fun and ridiculous, and the world is amazing and absolutely ludicrous, and I don't know if I'm on drugs right now. It feels a bit like it, but I didn't take anything, but my brain maybe did something with hormones, because I don't know. Maybe it's still the feelings from the dance festival that I've been on, where I'm pumped with I don't know what hormones from all the connection with humans, which is ultimately what I want. No, ultimately I also want that kind of that family vibe and the kids, and so yeah, live your life. Do the things that you want to do. Do whatever the fuck you want. Like, this is my approach right now. I want to do what I really want to do. I want to feel into myself what I want. I'm currently trying to decide if I want to go to another festival next week. I'm going this weekend to one, and then I might do another one right after. Or not. I'll decide. But it's like, I am doing things just to live. Just to be like those pigeons fucking in the trees, like literally. No, please don't shit on me now. Please don't. Yeah, okay, thank you. Man, what kind of a world are we living in? What kind of a world am I living in? Mainly in my head. Like, this is all imagined. Like, none of this is real yet that I know of. But I imagine it, and there is no difference. See, that's the weird thing about consciousness. There is no difference between the imagined and reality, which makes the whole life again crazy, because I can imagine that I have a loving family and a child, and it makes me happy. Like, I'm in a better place if I imagine that I have that than if I imagine that I want that and that I can't reach it, which sadly is usually where I find myself. I'm always in this lack, not the abundance. I'm in the, I want a family, I can't get there. Whereas if I just imagine that I had it, I already feel so much better, which is something that I figured out in psychotherapy because she made me imagine that. And then I was like a completely different person. I was like, yeah, I'm so happy now. This is my partner. And I really felt it. Although it was an empty chair. Therapy is also fun. Also, AI can probably do that. AI can probably do a decent job in psychotherapy as well. Anyway, goddamn. I don't know what the whole point of this video is. It's just me ranting because for one, I have nothing better to do and I'm in Köln and I'm like waiting for the Zouk dancing to start in like an hour. So I gotta rant and chill here. But the other thing is just getting it off and just, it doesn't cost me anything. The editing costs me time, but if I let AI do it, then it's good enough for you to watch. It's so crazy. I can't even put this to words really what I feel right now, but it's just right now. Probably in a day or two I will feel completely different and AI will not at all be on my radar and I will not think about that and I will think about the next weird thing that I come across in a podcast or another. But right now it's so fun because I find myself in a point of not helpless but more like powerless. Like I can't do anything about that anyway, but it's not the kind of where I feel like it's all going down the drain powerless, it's all lost, but it's more of it's exciting as well. It's honestly like the prospect of AI just taking over the world and being like so much smarter than humans and just either suppressing us or ruling us, but for the good of humanity. Either way, both of them, that just sounds exciting. I don't know why I can get with that so much. But I don't know. And what it makes me think that I should do is like really freaking live my life right now, like fast, live your life. Like every day, because you really don't know how many more days you have. And that's weird coming from a 33-year-old. But God, I don't know. Like it feels so much like it's over soon. It's so crazy. But at the moment, not like hey, it's over for everybody, we're all gonna die, but more it's gonna just be different. And the life that I live right now will just not be possible anymore. It's just not, nobody's gonna do that because it will feel ancient. It will feel like living like the hunter-gatherers. It will be like, so why did can't he have his controller and imagine all those things? Does he really need to go outside? Can you even still go outside? Oh man, so many things. And either you're glad right now that you're not stuck in such a thought loop like I am, or you think I'm completely crazy, which I might be. I can't tell. I've been meaning to stop this video for at least 20 minutes now and I don't manage because I'm getting so excited keeping talking about it. I need to make sounds while I do things because otherwise AI will edit it out. It's so crazy. Fucking hell, I don't know. I'm really on some kind of hormone cocktail, I think. But maybe that's also making this video and thinking about it more that gets me more in this loop. And this time it's not a downward spiral of everything gets worse and worse. This one's kind of this is getting exciting and more exciting. Holy shit, all the things that you can imagine. Obviously, it just needs that and it will all go down. If AI decides to kill all humans, it's easy. Even if one of the leaders decides to kill all humans, it's also, this is the boring path. And I hope we don't go for the boring path. I hope we go for the fun path. And I hope we go for the utopia for humans fun path, where basically AI takes care of all of it and we just gotta relax and enjoy our lives and we can get back to just the things that we forgot how to do, which is freaking relaxing and just having conversations for the sake of having conversations time and not for productivity. Because the productivity can be done by AI and way better. Isn't that a fun world to imagine? And this feels so much like a fairy tale right now. I'm telling you a fairy tale. But there might be some truth to it and maybe it even becomes true. And I like to believe this fairy tale that people tell me. I can't verify. Like this is looking in the future, which I can't do. Like, would I have predicted? No, let's not even go there. But I just find myself in a world ruled by my own thoughts, and at the moment this world kind of exciting. it projects in a very exciting direction. I mean, I'm glad I made this video, and I'm gonna stop it now though, because you take some time to take it all in, and holy, but it's so fun. I keep touching my hair. Look, I lose my hair, and I used to feel really bad about it, and it gets so thin, and then I lose it, but right now I'm like, for one, I can get old, and it's just biological stuff, and that just happens. I used to be afraid that I don't find a mate if I don't have good hairstyle, but then there's so many more. Like, women look at so many different things than my hairstyle, so that's a bad excuse. And also, I stopped really caring about it, since I'm like, if I only have another year to live, it really doesn't matter how much freaking hair I still have at the end of it or during that period. This does not matter. Like, all of my problems that I usually worry about at the moment are just so much whatever. It's just like, at that point, I don't feel like I have a problem. And that's so crazy, because I'm just living more from moment to moment, and like, short. I didn't even want to plan far ahead, because who knows if I'm still gonna be alive in a month. I probably will. Chances are that I am. Like, looking back, I can project that it's most likely that I will still live. However, the hell, I want to improvise. I want to see where life takes me, and if it's over. I'm very happy with that philosophy right now. I'm like, and I'm also super smooth about the finding a partner. Cause like, I keep lowering my standards in the sense that, hey, you know what, if the world goes down anyway, or we're all gonna be ruled by AI, it really doesn't matter. Like, I don't need to find the perfect person who doesn't exist anyway, because I can just have someone where it's good, and then have a good time with them, because there is no perfect, and we're all gonna die anyway. It's so fun. It's like, oh man, why do I feel so much like I'm high? I don't even know what it feels like, but I'm on something. Like, my brain is certainly currently firing some shit at me. It's so fun. That's a very fun state to be in. And I don't want to get away from it. That's why I'm not stopping this video, and that's why it's so long. But hey, since I don't edit it myself anyway, I can do whatever the fuck I want. And also, even if I edit it myself, I enjoy seeing myself in this bubbly, happy state. And would I say I'm happy? I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm happy, but I'm certainly excited. I'm at that point seeing the direction again that my life goes in. Or is it my life, or is it humanity? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It feels there is something big coming, and I see it now. And I'm not spiritual. It's not like, this is not a religious thing. This is a technological thing. I see the technological change coming, and I'm like very excited about it. And before today, I would not have imagined that AI would be that big of a deal. But with listening to this podcast, and again, this was one person basically that told me all of this, so I should take it with a grain of salt and reflect whether or not that's actually so true as I imagine it to be. But nonetheless, at this point in time where I believe it, I feel good about it. Like, it's a way out. Like, it's a way out of the current systems that we have, which I don't like. Capitalism is gonna die sooner or later anyway. I don't think people are long-term gonna be happy with capitalism, because it concentrates the power, first the money and therefore the power, with a certain few people, and most people just don't have a good life because they're being exploited, because it's labor arbitrage, as this guy calls it. So yeah, and that might be another reason why China will do much better than the US and Europe. Who knows? If you look at China and you look at how they deal with things, and then you imagine, okay, now instead of their leader, there's an AI who does basically the same thing, then that does not look good to me. Although, I don't know, they have a lot of control, and then it's a question of, what do I want to do? And can I live in that kind of an environment and be happy living by the rules? Or would I want to have a life outside of those rules? That's the big question. What rules will the AI impose on us? And then, do I feel suppressed by it, or do I feel like I have my freedom and I have it easy because AI provides for me? This is gonna be the big question. And I think this is what I'm gonna end it with. My parents will probably think I'm crazy when they see this. They'll be like, what? And for them it's more, for you, dear mom and dad, this is probably not gonna be fairly relevant, because we're talking about more years than you still have. I'm not sure, maybe. AI will certainly be a thing in your lifetime, but you will not need to deal with it. I don't think our institutions will break down before you will, but for me, for my lifetime, this could be a shift that I live through. Or not, who knows? It doesn't really matter. It was just a fun exploration to go on today. And as I said, tomorrow I'll think about something else again. Probably dancing, because I'll be at another dance festival. So, I see you. Enjoy this AI edited video, he says at the end. Hey AI, can you put that at the top? Eventually they will, but for now they won't. So, yeah. It's gonna be such a fun world. If I can just tell an AI agent to do all of the dirty work for me, this is gonna be a good life. We're gonna live good lives, man. Like women, we're gonna live good lives. Live good lives. Yes. We just need to embrace that things are changing. This is the important thing. Like you gotta, I don't know. I feel so weird, but I also feel good right now. I'm on to something. Or maybe not. Maybe it's all hallucination. Maybe my entire life is a hallucination. Who the hell knows? I don't. Neither do you. See you in the next one. I don't want AI to have to analyze too much text. It's an hour now anyway. Peace out. Beste Grüße aus Köln.